bad. Polar Bear Bunny 2019. And they are off. Not too bad of a difference between the streams. I'd be looking at in terms of starting items or trolley items. Anything in particular?
I mean, every scene I'm just asking for the alpha power bombs. I've played, quite a few Chozo seeds myself, and I've actually gotten the alpha PBs a couple times already. But I don't know, still haven't seen it in a league race yet.
Yeah, it was interesting. I apparently am getting a better handle on it. Chex and JB and I did a practice race together last night, just for the fun of it. And
oh yeah, how did that turn out? I was watching a little bit of it.
Yes, JB and I finished actually within 30 seconds of each other, and both apparently got PBs, which is polar bears and peanut butters and power bombs and punky roosters and personal bests, which is less of a big deal for me because I haven't done that many of these things. But vanilla first item, second one at the construction zone also happens to be vanilla. Supers in the ceiling.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice find early that they won't have to worry about looking for supers, because one thing about Chozo that not everyone may know is oh, and power bombs too. Yeah, that's really good. So anyways, with Chozo, you can complete the game just by going to all the Chozo statues. Basically, the first supers and the first power bombs will be accessible without checking any minor locations. But as you see here, you still might get lucky and find supers and power bombs early, so you won't have to be trolled by like possible logic routing.
Depending just how much percent your particular any percent contains. MST is still going for that D-boost of supers. Counting, starting at the construction zone, we got the miners in exact same order as you would normally, missiles, supers, PBs. And Chex is actually going for Billy Mays. The call in this logic is there might be E-tanks up there, but there won't be anything that will really put him ahead or give him progress. Better open up my notepad here.
And yeah, as we see, it's the first of these logical power bombs found at the bomb Chozo.
Ah, yes.
Oh, but it looks like, yeah, Belth? He didn't check, construction zone. Because technically those power bombs would have put Gauntlet into logic. But Belfstar won't be able to go there yet.
He didn't go to the far right, to the Christmas tree where the first power bombs were.
Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
In the meantime, there at Old Mother Brain, we saw our first reverse tank. So, 0 and 1. And a meme route happening, courtesy of MST. Ooh.
And High Jump found that 230, yeah.
Validation there for Belf.
I have noticed, I think MST is intending to take more often in its Chozo seats.
Be risky, but I certainly imagine the more you do it, the more you can be able to handle those hoppers.
Well, I mean, one honestly big thing about meme route is, at least in Chozo, is that you're no longer punished by missing waterways. This waterway is no longer a major item.
True. And since they pointed it out in chat so very kindly, we have the Lady Bear combo here. Me on comms and PBB doing the tracking for us. Shouts out to her. Android Dreams restreaming, and my honorary bear here on the mic with me. In the meantime, there was our first E-Tank and Terminator. More vanilla action. The next into Green Prin.
And MST is... Okay, he looks like he got the back door. Yep. Spore spawn.
Are a little stuck here at first. He only has 4 missiles and no supers, so the only place he can go in the Brinstar shaft here is down to Edicum. Okay, he got a 5th missile. These doors. And
Plasma. That's
plasma. It's Bosco, the real power beam. Into early supers. He's gonna need to go up and farm some more.
Belsar will be able to find supers since they are at the charge beam location.
Oh, that's good.
And yeah, Jargle with those 10 power bombs does have Actus Gauntlet, so that's where he's heading now.
Oh, nice. Definitely will be a Chozo item in there. I'd like to say it's hopefully a major item, but the Chozos will give us, I believe it's 5 miners as well to round things out. Oh! Validation and another E-Tank. M1. I wanted to point this out just because, well, because of what today is. Ron Popeil is the infomercial guy, is the son of the inventor Sam Popeil, and was the subject of a 1984 song by one of my all-time heroes, Weird Al Yankovic, who, as it turns out, is hitting the big 6-0 tomorrow. Weird Al is, believe it or not.
Wow, I actually did not know that.
Just an aside. Okay, and back to things here. Chex had a reset. I in my big mouth was where it was. Did you see to which he reset there?
I'm not sure, but it looks like Jargle's struggling a bit just on the check.
Oh, that's, well, he has how many? Okay, he had a full reverse tank, so he's still... Unless there's an E-Tank over here. Ooh.
Yeah, not the greatest reward.
Bazard.
Given we already have seen Plasma, but it looks like Jargle grabbed it.
Apparently the favorite beam of individuals like Glausio Souza and Len the Cat, I guess. Supers for Belth. Oh, 3rd pack of supers he has.
And it looks like MST is making some formerly major, now minor item checks. Probably wanting some E-Tanks since... Oh, and Jargle hits the spikes.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty unavoidable. Once it got to that point.
I mean, it's not a big loss. I imagine he doesn't really need to spend that time to pick up Spaces. I would be surprised if he just skipped the Gauntlet check. Or going back to Gauntlet.
He had the save there. And as has been pointed out in a couple of commentaries now, when the runners go down to the Edicoons in these, it might be the muscle memory messing with them. Danger down there. Checks with his the spring ball. That's right, that was it. Bryn reverse.
And yeah, no one ended up completing Gauntlet, so we probably won't want to see it back.
Oh yeah, no, we do not, Len. As of this moment.
And Belthsar is going to be the first one to reach Red Tower. Super version goes, and he's going to... Yeah, I'd say one I mentioned it before. One difference in Chozo is I feel like going up is just even more likely or a better play, just because
It's certainly more valuable.
There's just as many items with the added Alpha PB location, while going down you lose, honestly, a lot of major items, because Crady Tank's no longer a major, Norfair Reserve, and Crocmire Tank are all no longer major items.
An pardon me there. An E-Tank at Alpha Peebs, giving us a count of 3 and 1.
Definitely pretty good since Fantoon fight with no suits is pretty dangerous. At least if you're not experiencing 80%.
And another cool thing about the Chozo logic, the runners won't have to worry about going direct ship Sol Speed Booster, as that reverse tank item is not going to be anything important now. The missile item right before it, on the other hand, is a Chozo. PBB pointing out that she wanted them to make tracking easy on her, so she told them to just go all the same route.
Yeah, I'm pretty...
Back to Gauntlet.
Okay. Super there.
And Edakun's call by JB as well. Bellows the first to make it up the drawbridge back to Criteria.
And it looks like Balthazar gonna set up for a CWJ or
yeah, one of those. MST is about to find his Kip kicks here. It's Chex at the bottom of Green Hill Zone. JB through the Decora Dance Hall. Balthazar. Oh, close! Balthazar almost making it across the moat. Up in the upper half of Big Pink.
Moonwalk.
Yeah, kind of stuttering to get his proper position in there.
And it looks like Chex went down. So his routing seems to be it's gonna check Spazer, check Trade, and see if he wants to, or he has enough E-Tanks for the hell runs.
He's about to check another Chozo spot at Spazer here. Ponk validation, X-ray scope.
When it gets the bounce, yeah. Just barely.
Chex chose that name for himself. I'm not sure if he was aware or not just how many puns on would be made on his name on items in this game he was looking at to see what they were, but I'll try to stay away from those puns. See the next on the way up to Gauntlet. To our first boss in IBO, intended boss order, Kraid. Balthazar. Into a boss himself, Fanny. Thanks, looked at the Kraid missile item, but I'm afraid I missed what that was. MST is attempting a wall jump, it looks like, to get to Gauntlet.
Yeah, honestly, people, so a lot of people just prefer to do it the normal way without high jump, actually.
You'll be able to still make those wall jumps, and even if you can't, turning off high jump, I think, at least for me, makes those wall jumps a little easier. Ooh, Chex taking Craig to prom. Norris.
There we go. Just does do normal, or at least with the high jump, low jump.
Already a good bit of route divergence, and JB is heading the Chex route and dropping down the red tower.
And Chex fine. Screw attack.
Yeah, it is still a major item behind Kraid, so that's nice. And behind Ridley as well.
Yeah, it's a good item, but honestly, we have not seen a lot of E-tanks, so I don't even believe how runs are in logic right now. So it looks like going up is probably the right play.
Oh, a total of 4 tanks I've seen so far. Anyways, they might have the Ice Hell run in logic. In the meantime, though, that screw attack is Phoenix validation. A pal of mine I saw in chat a bit earlier. One fuel validated. Yeah. I apologize if you told me before, Plum. What is your favorite item?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about I don't think there's an item I like that much more than other people, but I think my favorite items to use are probably like high jump. Yeah, if there's an item I can think of, maybe high jump. Also screw attack, because I'm bad at the game.
Well, attack does take a little ribbing sometimes. You know, people say, if you're past Lower Norfair, for instance, what do you really need it for after that point? You're just gonna have to turn it off in Torian anyway. You know, I still think it helps you in less spots than others, certainly, but still gives you freedom and still lets you have fun and get aggression out. Oh, 4th E-tank. Just slamming into things. And Wretch E-Supers.
Yeah, I feel like screw attack is less useful compared to major minor, just because on average you're just gonna have more items collected.
No, it's fair. Really helps all over the map if you really take into account all the places you could put it to use as spring ball.
And Chex is just gonna find missiles at high jump. I'm not sure whether ice was checked or what was there.
Didn't see it, I don't think so. Chex is the only one who's made it to Norfair thus far, but so innocently two-timing Chex to have a dance with JB now, and provide JB with a screwing attack. So in opposite corners, we've got the runners in the wrecked ship, and then in the other opposite corners, we've got the ones that have gone the other route. Tower 2 up.
And assuming that Chex did not check ice, it looks like he doesn't want to bother with the Power Run. And meanwhile, Beltstar finds speed. That's a very important item. In fact, that just makes it so you can skip the Cathedral Power Run. It's probably what logic will want you to do.
The old standing Chozo. Chat once, I don't know if anyone noticed, but this logic being what it is, I think it would be interesting if they were required to visit all the standing Chozos. Go through the bowling alley and go to the Lower Norfair acid pit. I'm sure that's not something anyone really wants to do. Add it to the DAB card. Someone in a DABcom was talking about acid Chozo.
Well, it actually is a thing in SMRAP, I assume. Because it's possible to have to go there.
Oh yeah. in SM Rat, you're guaranteed to have space jump, and for that matter, gravity, before you get to the LN.
Belts are with very nice attic spark strat. So that's definitely something you practice for 80%.
And
he actually, looks like he made the play to, as I was saying, to check the attic, which is, I know a lot of runners really don't like the attic now because it only has one item compared to the 2 in major. But I mean, given kind of the lack of findings, this is pretty understandable to check attic.
we saw our 5th E-Tank, by the way, there behind the Alpha PB missiles. Oh, and I hate to bring this up and kind of rub it in for everyone in chat, but that practice race seed JB and Chex and I played last night, Varia was at Shacktool. Speed was at Wreck Chip E-Tank, Astral. From the Biz Center save, as Balthazar is taking a break. Over. Possible for Varia to be at Shacktool in this one, but see a nice check. And there's our 6th E-Tank.
Oh, and it's just a Kappa tank. That's
okay, 6 and 2. That is the one and only reverse tank that will be seen at a Chozo.
Oh, and there's Varia. I had a feeling it'd be there. I had a feeling it'd be there, because given that they didn't have a lot of suits, it just is just more likely to be up there at ice rather than having to go all the way to ship and collect more tanks before doing hell runs.
Oh, Jack should have gone there. So just one small hell run necessary in this one, turns out, and 7th E-Tank at gravity, so that's half the tanks, 7 and 2.
And did Jargle miss out on high jump? I actually did not notice that. That's a pretty...
Not on his tracker, and when he just jumped there, it looked... Yeah, he probably doesn't have the full height, so...
That's actually a pretty significant loss, because it's quite possible that if gravity is in lower Norfair, that high jump is required.
MST got his 2nd set of boots there, which, ironically, he probably had to turn the 1st set of boots off to get. As well as JB is non-perilously fighting his way through the cathedral. Him yet.
It's also going to see the spacer and chooses not to pick it up.
Through the acid, ouch.
Yeah. That's a pretty uncomfortable swim.
Doesn't want spacer. Uh-oh. Oh, this doesn't look great for him. Yeah, his reverses kick in, and he's...
Wait,
okay,
check,
he had full reverse.
Attack. Okay, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he has spring ball. That's gonna help save him here.
Oh wait, looks like Jargle does actually have high jump. So he made that jump. I think it requires high jump up the speed booster farming area.
Oh, without wall jumping? Yeah, then I guess he probably does.
Oh, and charge beam. There's a microwave. That's huge because they're no longer gonna have to search for ammo and having the microwave.
Locked. MST going for another spark there. Looks like he is going to check the Sky missiles and maybe Crater Maze missiles. He's at the most he's gonna find ammo or tanks over here. You know, just supers at both, but he doesn't have charge yet, so wild would it be if we found the vanilla-flavored smoky beam? Right here, show it to us, Jargle. See if Grave gets another prom date.
He does not. Jargle finding an
Not this
E-tank
time,
here
no.
is actually pretty useful.
Yeah. Yeah, he only had 2, so pretty nice. And Gutsy going for that Ice Hell run with that little energy, but paid off.
I mean, I'll definitely comment that. Oh, it's just supers that wave me. But if he chooses to go down to lower Norfair, this is honestly pretty dangerous. Having no gravity suit and only 3 tanks. Because enemies deal a lot of damage down there. Even though Screw Attack will help him.
If he, if he was even thinking about that, I certainly hope he has high jump. Know if any of these Forerunners, high jumpless lava dive. I've tried it a number of times. I cannot do it to this point.
I was finally able to get it for the first time, but yeah, it's not something that's... I'm gonna have to practice it a lot to get consistent at it.
And Chex, by the way, getting a spring ball jump right across the moat, quick and efficient.
And Jargle still, he could go down, but he's gonna keep the faith first and go check our favorite 8-eyed red friend.
Thank you, Bakuman. Plum
And
is with
yeah,
me on.
Jargle
He doesn't
definitely
need to be wishful. Buddy Cheese in chat as well, spamming his own emo. Only one major to be found behind Croc now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just missiles behind Croc. Various suit was that
ice. Yeah, only one runner with it. I'm sure that's going to change in a bit, especially as Balthazar is grabbing the Biz Center save, and he's got 5 plus at least 1 here. T checks these things down here. He's going to find 2 E-tanks. No, keeping the faith will only promise you at best half of the big rewards. There you go, Belf.
Yeah, Belf will happily pick up that various suit. I mean, I think Jargle is looking for gravity, obviously, probably the best thing, but I think he's looking for E-tanks too to help him out with lower Norfair. It would not be optimal for him to have to go all the way up to wreck ship and back down. Oh, the last super and barely gets the Green Gate glitch.
Nice. He might be hoping for speed. You know, he's not going to find that here. Couple other things would be pretty nice. Wave would be nice. Space jump would be nice. Or vanilla grapple.
Okay, it's an E-tank. He will pick that up.
Count of 9 and 2.
And it looks like Balthazar is also going to check Bulb Mountain first, and he'll be very happy with what he finds in just a short... Oh,
that's right, X-Ray was at Spacer. Up. And no Norfair reverse check from JB. Of course, there's no major there anymore. The cosine item over here, though. Oh yeah. Oh, he's gonna farm. He needs more supers, of course.
And it's just another missile pad.
What is going on here? We're getting oh, well, he was talking about it. We're gonna see it. Early suitless Meridia. I mean, MST has the equipment to make it to Mama. Anything major, though, anymore. I'm not sure what MST really wants to accomplish with this, but...
I mean, even if you wanted to meme and do full suitless, it's not really possible with his items.
Well, looks like JB taking a second here to let Samus rest, grab a few deep breaths, and farm a bit. Chex finding that other E-Tank at West Side Supers.
Grapple was another E-Tank. And Balthasar will certainly go down. He's got quite a few more E-Tanks. I would not, with this item set, doubt him going down to lower Norfair.
And very nice what he was able to do there. He's got that high jump speed combo, enabling him to do that double chamber jump to get all the way to the top. 9 steps to the split pit. I have to wonder what his next move is going to be from here. Is he going down? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Jargo's going to follow too.
And descent time.
Well, I mean, MST, the only thing I could say is either he's just not experienced at all or not thinking it's Chozo, or
yeah, just the same thing happened to Scotty the other night. Scotty thought it was full Rando. Okay, so JB did not in fact actually go down, but Balthazar is, and made the lava dive.
Oh yeah, I guess JB just remembered there were some more items here. I'm almost certain it's just E-Tanks that he wants. He doesn't feel comfortable enough with the amount of tanks he has for lower Norfair. Oh, and he does find one here. That's good.
Ah, okay, that's number 10 there. MST going for a spring ball jump to, just supers at Mama's E-Tank. Fair.
Did he check the right side miner?
Doesn't look like it. I guess he was expecting that to just still be a miner too. And he might be feeling a little perplexed right now. Comment in SRL by Android Dreams. Make sure you stop and smell the vial plumes. Next to enter the fishbowl.
And Balthazar is going to make the play to GT, see if gravity's here.
Oh, nice.
And it is! Yeah.
Oh, wait.
That is...
where Norfair pays off.
That is actually go mode for Belt, as he has 15 power bombs, so he won't even need to look for Ice Beam.
Charge. And speed as well to get to Batwoon. Double suit Norfair this time. Was hoping for Shacktool.
Balthazar is going to try to do a spring ball jump. He has the items to... the strat from the running strat from the save room is easier.
Yeah, and he does have the items to do that. He's I think he paused just a little too late on that one.
Yeah, the first time he was too high. He needs to wall jump
going
much
for
lower.
Will going for his lava dive, gets it, and is up and is grabbing the elevator save. Nicely done, Chex. Grabs his amphetamines. MST looks like the last one to the prom over here. Oh, I've been calling it the Elevator for years, Melodia. I've come up with a lot of interesting names for some of these things. It admittedly was not totally my creation. Elevator was the name of this twisted game show on the Game Show Network. Much into that, but tis the season for it. Halloween. Happy Halloween.
And JB also finding his gravity suit.
Watch yourselves, everybody in the pool. Chex is working his way through the wrecked ship. He's running a little low on health. He's gave as if he was about to take it again, but nope. Watch that for hours. You subjected yourself to a lot of Family Feud. Good lord. Anyway,
Yeah,
no,
well, I have to agree. I watched a lot of game shows.
Oh, well, yeah, when they didn't have the feud marathons every day, probably yet. Those Centers for Disease Control commercials, please don't even bring those up. Oh, those things. Okay, we really need to get back to the game here. Working on his own boss strength.
Yeah, it's still pausing a bit late.
T, the last one to get down into Norfair.
There we go.
Balthazar runs through the Flower House acid, much safer, and in fact only makes sense with gravity. No farm beam, so there's not going to be any farming going on here. He's got a charged plasma combo, so 450 damage per charged shot. That'll be 40 on Ridley, less whatever ammo he uses.
You'll probably, just use charge shots until sometime in the Ridley's in the red on Super Missiles.
Cooperating with him thus far, doing a lot of bogling.
Yeah, you always want to see the bogles.
No, whoops, bonks the top of that ledge there, or bottom of that ledge there, but no trouble with the worst room wall jump. MST is making the right call, so we'll find out in a second. Chex is taking a little break, doing some farming. Will unfortunately not be rewarded by what he finds over here. Has switched over to supers.
Really being a bit troll. He still needs a few more shots.
Oh, Balthazar, thinking he might be dead, just tried to springball up into his claws. It's fight over.
I like to see the wave beam behind Ridley.
Oh, I'd like to see it anywhere. Show us.
Ooh, bombs.
What is this, SM Rat? Come on. Riddler?
Yeah, and Balthazar is not going to have any use for that. He's just going to skip it.
JB grabbing the Santo Poco save into the wasteland, wipes out the Mega Desk Gigas, the minimum of effort. Oh, and finds another E-Tank, in fact. That's an 11th E-Tank right there, E-Tank of Shame. Jack's having a look at the wrecked ship reverse item as well, more supers.
Beltsar gets that speedball through, or back to the wasteland.
Ooh, MST, it was going for the lava spark, it looked like there, but I have little experience with that. I'm not totally sure how well it works without gravity. That brings JB on into Royal Farms, and he is going to do some farming. The hard way. It does not work without gravity, okay. Didn't know why else MST would be charging a spark there. Elm Street. Doubt he's gonna be checking much more of anything around here. Yep, just disposing of Porthos, Athos, and Aramis. And he's out. He's having a bit of a rough time here. Still the only one who's not suited. MST about to get his second suit. Hopefully Chex goes right down now. What he needs.
And meanwhile, JB is in the fight with the Space Pelican. Ridley kind of trolling him so far. A lot of high patterns and suits, but there's a nice pogo. He's going to be able to get some super missiles in there.
The same items and same beam combo as Balthazar had. Did Balthazar skip the bombs? Because they're actually marked on his tracker. I thought...
He did not pick up the bombs.
Calling BS on you. I guess we'll see if he actually puts down any regular bombs. A bomb of the power variety, as he blows.
Well, I mean, I know 100% he didn't pick him up, but just because if he kills Metroids with power bomb, he wouldn't need bombs anyway, or would want them.
It was just, my fellow girl bear was just having some sport with you, perhaps. He is gonna find the same.
And thinks about it, but decides to skip it also.
Yeah. Oh, and Chex is going for X-ray. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like the looks of. Well, he makes it. This might be an E-tank for him. Jozo E-tanks already.
Ooh, that's a good idea there.
That'll get him out. That'll get him out of this room nice and clean. Tracy, Polar Bear Bunny, and Bagel validation right there. So I know our tracker is happy to see that. The first one into suited Meridia. Microwaves the snack. Undercooked it just a bit there and had to nuke it for just another second.
Yeah, just the plasma by itself is not that powerful, at least for the microwave.
It appears we just saw a high five there between JB and MST. And Balthazar is going to use a spark to get to the top of the Elm room there, or the Halfy Climb room. As we just noted, the only one that has space jump is Chex, so Balthazar is just going to be all jumping across this. And some spike D-boosts.
Charge was at speed booster. Honestly, actually, now I think about it, because we've seen almost every item location, I would, for once, like to see ice right here behind the Dragon. And I'm pretty sure Balthazar is going to take the time to check it.
Otherwise, it's a plasma or a shack tool, I guess. And Someone, I believe it was Kip, was noting that ice is quote-unquote always at Shacktool.
Well, the
Is
last 2 days it's been at Plasma every race.
interesting. That theory is being substantiated yet again here.
Built with a very nice microwave on Dragon. Gets it in one shot.
With only plasma, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, it's just a grapple beam. Yeah, I think we were just missing the three beams looking for ice and wave. And given how the seed's gone, I don't believe we're going to see either of them.
So, sorry seafood lovers, no fried shrimp today from anyone. They did not want to be fried. She hoarded that tickle beam for herself. Double sorry, Polar Bear. There's the Varia for Chex. The Cathedral for JB. Well, Chip never got that speed booster.
Yeah, no, that's actually very significant because JB needs a way to get to Bot Woon. And we now know that ice is locked behind, so it's required for him to go back up the ship.
He can CF clip, and I don't see that as being extremely likely. Although he is only at 148 health plus.
Chex taking the back route to our friend Crocmire. Interestingly, checking Croc first before Bubble Mountain.
Right. So homage to Sloters. Yeah. Chex went to Croc first, whereas had he gone to Bubble Mountain, he'd have had a really swift one-shot Croc fight. Shots, but oh, and JB is about to space jump himself.
Metroid looking for more, or MST looking for more minor ammo, but he will be a little bit disappointed to find the charge was close by all along.
Yeah, I'm inclined to ask him if/when he grants us an interview, if he was truly memeing this entire thing, or if he was genuinely perplexed as to the logic.
It's a combination of both, I guess.
Shacktool is not looking good right about now. The Balthazar first one into headquarters.
Yeah, Balthazar playing the seed very fast, and it's looking like a sub-hour seed for him.
Very good routing. This is pretty trolly, actually. Think about it, putting Space Jump in X-Ray and having Grapple behind Dragon. That's quite a little taunt there. But JB makes it up. Takes out a little bit of rage there. Blowing open that gate with a super. Get over the Space Jump at first, but he's ST is going to do a Main Street short. No, he is not. He tried it once, and oh no, he's going to do the ledge.
It looks like MST was not checking. I don't know if he has charge beam. He may have actually just skipped the major item locations.
Oh golly, well, that's less than ideal.
I mean, his ammo's okay. If he just decides to go chargeless, he is pretty close to having enough ammo.
Yeah, he's got 35-55. Yeah. Oh, and good call, Astral. Successfully changed our display there, or our overlay from Major Minor to Chozo Rando. Balthazar is going to go for a baby skip.
He's setting up for it. A lot harder without wave beam, and ooh, he gets grabbed.
Oh. Well, trusty Smoky Beam would not have helped him in that circumstance. Trusty Smoky Beam, which looks like it's or at Shack Tool or Plasma or I don't know if there's anyone else we have
taking a lot
checked.
of non-hit fireball hits. That's just kind of dangerous.
Oh yeah, that's 100 each.
No, yeah. He's gotta get it this time, and he clutches it. Very nice.
I was just about to say he is just one power bomb short of being able to Crystal Flash, so very fortunate.
And yeah, welcome. We have a raid from SRA. The party is 39.
Alright, Chex is down the elevator. Straight east. Let's hope he goes beelines to GT. And Balthazar has been opening the Torian Ghidorah with just regular missiles. I guess he wanted to save his supers. He making way to wrecked ship. I guess he realized he needs speed or ice.
Chex grabs his gravity suit while Balthazar is trying to set up for the speed skip. Jet skip.
That was twofold for him. He's also going to get his health refill right here, Chex is. If he plays this just right, gets the jump out. Oh, no, he didn't get the jump out. Base jump, what am I even talking about? And Balthazar is shooting out the Zebatites, which I guess makes sense. He never found ice, and speed Zebetite skip is much ice. You believe MST might have gravity. What tipped you off, Astral? No, he's just using a palette swap that makes Varia look remarkably like gravity, and as for the water physics, I can't explain that.
And Balthazar already in the Mother Brain fight. Gonna be a solid 40 shots.
Microwave.
Yeah, Gargoyle
And
Gaming.
a microwave on Fantoon from JB. Another boss fight.
Sorry, won't be able to do stand up.
Probably not high on his list of priorities.
MST going for the Shine Spark kill on Dragon. Oh, barely duped that last one.
Yet another different boss fight soon as Chex gets all the way to the bottom of the into the core of the planet.
Charge beam was at speed boost.
JB is looking like he will see that the twin super missile. Well, I don't know if I don't know if he already checked it, but the twin super missile packs in the wrecked ship have been replaced by twin E-tanks in this meeting. I think a 2-stutter will do it, but yeah, you can do it with a tap too. The Dragon's Room and Short Charge with a 3-tap if the timing is right.
And JB has picked up. His speed booster will be able to go back and fix Dragon.
Gotta be pretty glad and/or exasperated to see that.
Oh, and we have a bonus highway appearance.
Well, what do you know? Well, with speed being where it was, I guess I can see him making that play after he's already been to the rest of the areas.
I mean, I actually don't believe this is faster, but I'm not sure. There is a reason why it is called the Forgotten Highway.
Not any more well remembered in this particular logic.
And both are, meanwhile, has already finished Mother Brain 3 and is just in the escape.
Ouch. MST kills the fish. The Meridia escape hatch. UB makes the way into the other end of Meridia. Comes down the elevator into the room I affectionately call Meriperia. You can chastise me for that one later. And Chex grabs his bombs from Ridley.
Both of us are just going for the right side spark up the climb.
Standard textbook. Reliable.
And will we see some animals? We will not.
I don't expect it. No. With that, spoiler alert, Balthazar finishes in first place. Official speedruns live time, 58 minutes, 3 seconds.
GG to both.
Spam them on in there, gents, and PBB, and any other ladies besides her and myself that may be with us. So, Balthazar granted myself and Alfonso an interview a couple nights ago. I think it was the first time I have heard him interviewed, and Evie said one of the first ones he did, so we'll see how he feels about it. Finding the interview this time.
I'm not sure where JB... Oh, okay. JB missed the Green Gate glitch, so missed the go around.
Himself a single super. It's all about class with us. Jack's making a couple additional ammo. Looking at the Alkun Hatarubi item, which is another pack of supers. He also does not have charge yet. And, oh, entered terrain. As JB steps superless up into Mount Everest.
We will have to farm, yeah, super here.
Yeah, he'll need one, and he's not going to get it from these guys.
Yeah, there have been a few times where, unfortunately, I did forget I need a super for that door. But, some people may not know, but, I'm not sure what the enemy's called. In Mount Everest, those enemies drop super missiles.
The POW-amps, yeah, the water balloons, they're super drop rate. The ones like cack attacks and rippers and such, supers when you need them. There they are. He got some at the beach right there.
The beach always provides. And we see the let's see the item locations on Balthazar's screen. I did miss the the ammo distribution though. And it was Ice Beam at Plasma and your Wave Beam at
Shacktool.
Of course.
Shacktool stealing away the smoky beam for its own at its own disposal this time.
Yeah, for anyone who wants to set up their own seeds, basically what you do is in the randomizer, you select the settings and the presets. So for something like this, they use a season, at least a season race logic. And it's also the settings are also called season races, and season race Chozo for this particular one.
Good news for Chex, he's gonna get his charge beam. He's already at 40-60 though.
Yeah,
that's a little.
It's probably some slight regrets checking so many minor item locations. Jargo trying to set up for Halfy, but misses the
not quite.
Spark charge.
Admire the restraint, classy restraint of a runner when they find an item like that Chex just did, and don't feel the need to just mutilate it with supers immediately. As humorous as it can be. MST's race to lose against Chex right now. That brings JB into Precious. Go, Jack. Supers, but he might not need the. He has. Oh no, of course he does. He has microwave. He can just. So 3 of the available methods in this seed to kill Dragon, but not fried, not frying. MST is going for a speed. Is going for a spark. Speed's appetite skip. That didn't happen that time.
MST's still trying to practice that speed zip skip.
I don't know if he's gonna want to go back and watch this VOD. He's getting a lot of shade thrown at him in chat. Oh, he had the charge.
Yeah, just barely missed it there.
JB has got Dragon's tummy looking pretty red. It's just that's gonna do it. As Chex sparks on up Everest. Oh, yep. You need power bombs for those, Chex. He knows he might have just had a little brain fart. Mother brain flatulation.
And actually, memes aside, to MST, this is pretty significant because he went chargeless. This is honestly a pretty, not required, but a pretty important Zeb skip to get.
Oh,
yeah.
true. Good call. The 3567 out of his max 70.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. Where's the Metroid Zero mission? Chose a randomizer. Oh, and did he get it this time? MST? No.
Oh, he should have had that. That's call BS on that one. I don't think he's going to need enough attempts to do this for Chex to be able to catch up with him, but Chex is making up some ground in the meantime. He's on his way to final boss, Dr. Dre. Is up the escape hatch.
Oh, we got the spark.
Oh, sweet.
No,
Now
he gets trolled by the. I can't.
Oh, the quest continues.
I mean, if I could do the speed Zep skip, I would be able to at least say what he's doing wrong. Because he got the charge again. There we go. Oh.
And boom, sweet. I agree with Polar Bear Bunny on that one, and Nightbot cannot censor me from saying in audio format that Dr. Dre is the biggest see you next Thursday in this game.
MST with pretty healthy amount of ammo. Should be totally fine for this Mother Brain fight.
Well, as both days begin with a T, either works.
Meanwhile, Chex has defeated the Dr. Dre also, and that's the last boss for Chex.
And doesn't want the farm beam either. But Polar Bear Bunny, you dropped an S-bomb in chat before. You didn't get penalized for it, but there you go. MST is through his MV2 successfully. It's home free. Chex can still catch up, right? Totally. Is working his way on through the Metroid rooms. These are 16 of the slowest Metroid rooms on record. No one having found ice. Of course, no one was so far out of the way to look for it, as well they shouldn't. MST getting to take another little break through his other little cutscene. JB playing Double Dutch with the fourth little school of Metroids. And Chex up through the escape hatch. Also allows the fish to swim another day. As the fish blows up with the rest of the planet eventually. still with me?
Oh, yeah. Just reading some comments in chat.
Okay. Okay. No worries. Yeah, I checked the Discord first. You were still in the room with me. Just
And we have a MST is about to go into escape. And
we have
Chex
a
is-
premature ship. Chex jumping into the ship, probably wanting to leave, but oh yeah, can only kind of refill at this point.
Ooh, I like this from MST.
Oh,
Let's see if we can get the blue bomber.
that was well, attempt one, fail, and
Nah, he won't
if I
attempt it again.
was gonna say, if I don't miss my guess, he needs the entire stretch of running ground there to get the acceleration. And Chex, fourth and final runner to reach the void, then the gallery, and finally headquarters. ST is straight out of headquarters, or terrain as he calls it, and his own right side spark.
Yeah, I like this from JB, just doing the skip.
JB has charge, he's fine. Oh, and either an animal save or the way this is going with MST, an animal taunt perhaps. Taunt,
Yeah.
or is it? Or is it? Let's see. He's oh yeah, just remembered he has to blow. He would have had to blow those blocks back out, and that's not happening. So Alcatraz escape, complete with an animal taunt. The meme master in place with an official time 1 hour 12 minutes 22 seconds. Comment: lag is a feature. I will not hear otherwise. Ours comment, by the way, bird watcher. Has extended the invitation to Shy Guy.
And JB has to be a bit careful here.
He does.
Has some reserves, but yeah, already down to 3 tanks.
He's sure he's waiting for the catch-up phase to whip out the rest of those supers.
Ooh, takes a
Now he has to use
full
his reserve.
serving of onion rings to the face, yeah. Oh no, JB. Please. JB.
Oh god. Oh, that is not good. I hope he has a full...
Alright, he does dodge the catcher.
Please have at least one full reserve tank. JB?
He's fine.
Whew. Thank goodness. In chat that would take this as their cue to say, never doubted it for a minute, was never worried, blah blah blah. The Chex's refill. I don't think we saw any baby skips today.
Nah, baby skip is barely even worth it if you don't have...
No answer thus far from Shy Guy on the interview. Maybe he's, or maybe he ran to the restroom. Oh, there's our, ammo distribution. 150, 110, 70.
Pretty solid distribution. No power bomb issues, given that it was required for the seed.
again with the supplement of Charge Beam. Chex just blowing out the Zebatites. No keeping the Pescetios away for a while there. Once again, no Ice Beam. I ran out of missiles, so I had to break open the glass entirely with supers. Sora, he was mentioning before MST might have a bit of a PowerPoint presentation going on, which he didn't really, but he was having slight internet issues. Final two Mother Brain fights have commenced. Chex in Phase 2, JB in Phase 3. Their Deer Force. Something I thought was pretty cute in chat the other day. I believe it was an anagram of Deer Force, Orc Feeder.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Either JB has not been using Moonfall this time, or he just forewent it for that last one. We are joined by Shy Guy.
Hello, GG.
See him.
Hi.
Oh. So, yeah.
So I just want to say, don't go to Mama Turtle in Chozo logic.
Oh yes, oh, yes. We were pointing out Scotty found that out the hard way himself.
I wanted to believe so hard I forgot all about that.
Yeah, so that was one of the things I wanted to ask you was this run composed entirely or mostly of intentional memes, or was there some confusion going on in there too?
The only confusion was the Meridia death. The rest of it was on purpose.
Well, you came away with the victory. How did the seed feel for you in terms of routing, trolliness, etc.?
It was fine. Yeah, I mean, it laid itself out fine. I basically skipped everything in Norfair. I didn't really need anything in there.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what your routing was, but I think it was pretty much the same thing as Balthazar, just with some memes thrown in.
You and he went to wreck ship first. You guys went up the red tower, you got your speed boosters early. The other two went down the red tower and got the Varia early, and JB actually had to go all the way up, get his speed booster just to get through Meridia.
Okay, yeah, I was looking at the trackers. I saw no one has ice, which was at Plasma, so yeah, speed booster kind of required.
Yeah, I mean, it's another reason why, especially in Chozo, I just feel like you just have to do ship first. Yeah,
I can't.
It's not even an option. It's just too often where ship just wins you the game.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why I went did the meme route, so I can collect the items there. Because I know I'm going to go to the wreck ship first, so I can collect the items, and run through to the wreck ship from there.
Going into third-person mode here, so watch out. The Smoke Mistress demands, by the way, to know who rolled this, with me coming and putting her beam at that abysmal spot. Be pleased. Jex, while a bit of a struggle through the last room of his escape, finally makes it out. Oh, completely forgot to read off JB's time there. JB's time was 1:18:18. Chex's time was 1:20:13.
But yeah, I'm personally curious on, because you said you were only confused about the, what was it, the suitless part. We're just thinking of just not being that familiar with Chozo and what the major items are.
Yeah, that was just me being a derp. That was the one location I'm still thinking major minor. So I'm thinking Ice Beam could be there. Or a suit could be there, and then
game.
that'll. Since I went there before Crate, I was like, that would give me a big advantage if that was that. And then right after I got the super, I'm like, wait a second, that's not a Chozo statue anymore. That's not a Chozo statue at all. That's not gonna work.
And we're also joined by Chex. Welcome.
You're muted. So you
GG. Thank you.
Golly.
Yeah.
How did
Ready
that
to
one
go?
feel for you?
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Felt pretty good. Pretty average.
Or a suit could be there, and then
yeah.
Since I went there
At
before
my
Crate, I was like, that would
level
give
right
me a
now,
big
I could
advantage if that was that.
Really improve
And then
it too
right
much,
after I got the
so
super, there I'm like,
it was
wait a
fine.
second. That's not a Chozo statue anymore. That's not a Chozo statue at all. That's not gonna work.
And we're also joined by Chex.
You
welcome,
and
GG.
JB went down the red tower first. Oh golly! Unfortunately, you skipped the ice beam check the first time. That was the Varia. Well, happens.
Oh yes, yeah, I think I did remember that. Yeah, that was an unfortunate miss there. And it looks like we have people are saying there's echoes, so hopefully that's fixed.
Oh jeez.
Shortly.
Like every time. Yeah, I believe neither Plum nor myself has the stream unmuted, so we're not going to be hearing any echoes. Anything in particular you wanted to mention about that, Chex?
Sorry. So I can't remember what audio to turn off here. Yeah, it was fun. I don't know what to say. I wasn't going to go to Ice Beam.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, because I took a lot of damage for some reason, so I just need to improve. It was fine. Pretty fun.
I don't think you need to turn anything off. I think our restreamer normally aware of the whatever's echoing. But we can hear you just fine.
Yep.
AD's saying he fixed it in chat.
So I am kind of curious because everyone else got charge beam.
Charge was at a speed booster. I don't remember what you checked in.
I checked nothing.
Your routing was, but yeah, I was actually a little surprised I missed it.
I got Varia suit, went straight to Ridley. Didn't find gravity down there, or not. I found gravity down there. So I was in go mode. I already had my ammo routed out because I'd seen some items in Gauntlet and in Meridia.
Okay.
And there's JB.
So I was routed out with the ammo account. So I was not really looking for anything in Norfair at that point. Like I checked the Fire Flea room. Just saw a garbage reserve tank, so I left that. Or maybe that was a missile. I forget which one. It was either a missile or reserve tank. Which for some reason I did not pick. I think it was a missile because remember thinking it's like I should have picked that one up. But It didn't cost me anything. So there was a couple supers right after, but
Yeah, the seed was very generous in terms of where the tanks were.
Yeah.
It wasn't troll at all, so that was nice.
What? I disagree. I spent half my time searching.
Yes, and the total between you, between the lot of you, you found that we saw 11 E-tanks, 2 reverse tanks. So certainly enough to get anyone through that one.
oh yeah.
I wanna. What did Gauntlet have behind it?
Spazer.
Gauntlet was Spazer, yeah.
No. Like behind it, like the.
The super missile and regular missile. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad it wasn't E because I would have been pretty salty. 'Cause I was thinking there were probably 2 E tanks behind there.
Alpha Power Bombs had 2 E-tanks. As did the wreck ship supers sides.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah. Just
Who
in
got
general,
ice?
the way the seed laid out was very nice. You didn't really have to go. I mean, except for Ice Beam. Ice Beam would have been a nice thing to have, but in general, you didn't really have to go on a scavenger hunt anywhere for anything. It gave you everything right up front. It kept giving you ammo as you went, so it was a very friendly seed. I played it very poorly. Especially early on I had a lot of mistakes.
Well, I'd say the key again was just being able to do ship early, since it was required. I mean, I wouldn't call it the easiest seed ever, but there were enough items given so that there weren't any like super uncomfortable fights or like movement.
Yeah.
Rare times wrecked ship first was an acceptable play, and I actually have a question to someone who may have seen most or all of these races. How many times has Ice not been in Meridia?
For Chozo, I mean, so far, at least in the league, Ice has like always been at Plasma or Shack Tool.
Or Shack Tool?
Yeah. Just, I don't know, just so far in the Chozo races.
Twice behind Ridley for me.
Oh, really?
I mean, I can check the probability out of curiosity, but just it's been a disproportionate amount of, like, just at least for the league races.
You know, there's just a really cold spot in Meridia, and it just freezes itself.
Yeah.
As long as there are VODs, I'll eventually get around to archiving them. Oh, Boulder Bear Bunny saying at Croc and Bubble Mountain once.
Oh, okay. It definitely, based on what I'm looking here, it's actually a lot more likely. So it's pretty surprising. It says that there's over a 25% chance Ice is at either Plasma or a Spring Ball.
Sounds right.
Okay, that does make a little sense. Yeah.
Pretty garbage locations for Ice.
What was the chances of it being where?
It's 12% for Plasma and 14% for Spring Ball.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, you better get used to finding those 15 power bombs.
Inverted commas, quotation marks. Oh.
It was overall a fun seed, and thanks for the race checks.
Oh yeah, always fun. MST.
So, I have to beat you this time because you're just going to beat me next time.
Thank you everyone for racing. As always, providing us with some quality entertainment. Hopefully, Plum and I were able to do that.